I call Stuart Smith.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and it's nice to finish on a positive note there. But it's a pleasure to speak on the social assistance portability to Cook Islands, Niue and Tokelau bill. I think there's general agreement that this is a good bill across the House, and the realm countries electing to have self-governance and also free association. It's a wonderful thing to be able to align them with the same rights to be able to retire and take your superannuation with you to the islands. And while there's been a lot of talk about those rules, I think I'll touch on that a bit further. But Mr Speaker, I first wanted to talk a little bit about the submissions that were given to the Select Committee. And generally they were mostly, all except for one, focused on the 5 years over 50 provision in the bill. And two of them, in fact, suggested that the 5 years over 50 should be 5 years over 40. In fact, giving people a bit longer in the islands. And the rationale, of course, is that those people would be able to contribute more to the economy of those islands and contribute to the communities as well. And while in spirit I suggest that that's a very good idea, they will get that at 55 anyway. So while we are aligning this with what every New Zealander has to do to qualify for superannuation, I think I'd like to just point out those countries we have the agreement with, like Australia and the UK, as was pointed out before. What is different about that is there is a process called, or provision known as totalisation. And that provision, Mr Speaker, allows for reciprocal payments of superannuation within those nations. That doesn't apply in the islands because they don't pay their superannuation, or not able to pay the superannuation at the same rate. So in theory, it sounds good to hand out a little bit more money, and I know that the rationale in the committee debate by some members of the opposition was that it's not that much money. Why don't we just pay it there? Well, my running total at the moment, Mr Speaker, when adding all of these up and these various bills through the House, is so far running at $500 million. So these little bits of money add up to quite a lot of money. And being legislators, we have to make hard decisions. And we take taxes off New Zealand citizens and distribute them to provide the services that government do, and superannuation is one of those. And this bill, Mr Speaker, we must be responsible with that money, as we do with every other bill that we debate in this House. So on the whole, Mr Speaker, I think we can be very proud of this bill. I think the islands and the people of the Cook Islands, Rarotonga, or Niue and Tokelau, can all be very, very pleased with this. And I very also like to take note that my colleague Alfred Nairo reminds us that the triple star that's referred to in our national anthem refers to these nations, and I think that it probably should be spoken about at every opportunity, because most people don't realise that that's what it refers to. So I think it's a great thing, Mr Speaker. In summary, I think it's a great bill, and I have a lot of pleasure in commending it to the House. So thank you.